So a while ago, my brother and I built this airbags training prop. We took a piece of ACX plywood, so it's got a real flat face on one side, and then we built a frame around it using 2x4s and stiffened the back to keep it flat because we plan on reusing this prop. And then we sat there for a few hours and chose the best way to organize our little sticks to build our maze. So in the top left, you can see that there's a cue ball, and then in this picture, you can see that there's the little mouse holes in each end, and those were just kind of for fun. And then you can see that there's an airbag on the right side, and there's one in the back, and then the whole rest of the prop is pivoted on a trailer hitch ball, and then it's just held in by gravity, and you see that I've marked it on the side there, and that's for future trainings. In case I'm not there to figure it out for them. These are just the pieces. So you got the cue ball, a 1/2-inch plywood shim, and they have the two pieces that actually support the prop on the trailer ball. And they're just held in by gravity again. I haven't screwed them in because when I take it somewhere, sometimes the airbags are different sizes. So let's talk about some of the advantages to using an airbags prop. Other than it's fun, of course. I mean, fun is a big deal when you're trying to teach volunteers. So as long as you make training fun, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. You can be rolling hose as long as it's fun. So some of the advantages to this drill are some people don't even know that you have airbags or what they look like. So the physical act of, hey, go get me the airbags, and they have to find it on the truck, and then we're going to set them up. So it's occurred to me that a lot of people have never seen airbags, or they've seen them, but they don't know how to set them up. And so we don't use them every day. It's kind of one of those tools in the toolbox. So just knowing that they're there and how to use or how to set them up is a huge deal. And so that's what this prop is really there for, is to get them out and set them up. You don't need the airbags to lift the prop. And we're not going to be moving, cars and buses and all that with airbags every day. So in one of these scenarios for the airbags prop is I've taken basically the engine officer or the team leader, and I've put them facing away from the prop with the controller, and the crew's job is to tell the officer how to lift the prop in order to get the ball through the maze using the proper commands. And we go over the proper commands and the color of the hose. So there, on this specific airbags, there's a red hose and a yellow hose that go to the airbags. And then, so the command is up on yellow, and the officer will repeat it back to you, and up on yellow. And then when you get to the right height, stop from both parties to ensure that bag goes no further. So the next drill is going to be extrication Jenga. You can get 4x4s from your local hardware store. I'm sure they cost a lot right now, but you can also see if somebody's tearing down a fence or, 4x4s of any kind. Sometimes there's 4x4s on like sheet metal skids. So if you have a sheet metal place nearby, you might be able to get a couple of pallets from them and then pull the nails and slats and stuff and get yourself some 4x4s. Mine are fence posts, so not real critical what they used to be. So I take and cut them, 16 inches, 18 inches long, whatever works. But you need a gap to get the jaws in and out of in between the pieces, and then it's played like regular Jenga. The advantages to this drill is it does, again, the same thing that the airbags do, in that it lets people get that equipment off the truck and set it up. And that's really where I think most of our time goes, is in the getting it out and setting it up. And then the game goes pretty fast. And same with the cutting and spreading at an actual incident. Sometimes it can take a long time of fumbling around in the dark to get that piece of equipment out and set up and ready to go. And once you get it ready to go, it goes pretty quickly. But that getting it out and setting it up can take forever. So we're trying to get some sets and reps on getting it out, setting it up, and using it. And it also builds that dexterity in your tools that you would want if you were the one stuck inside the car. You want your firemen that are rescuing you to have good dexterity in their their jaws and their equipment, and good teamwork. The rules on Jenga are very much the same as, the one that you play at home, except you cannot touch the wood blocks with your hands. You must touch them with a tool. So some of our senior members catch on real quick as to, hey, I can use, he doesn't say we have to use the hydraulic tools, which are super heavy. Let's use this pair of pliers that's really light and find the right block for us, and we'll pull that one out. One of the other things I've seen is if you got two teams, or, two teams of two or whatever it is, you can run both a cutter and a spreader at the same time. And so somebody will spread the blocks apart just barely enough, and then the second person will grab a block out from the Jenga tower. So that's always a good drill. It's always lots of fun, and it ties up some time for a while. One of the other ones I've seen is eggs on cones. Try and pick them up and do like an egg on a spoon race instead of, except it's an egg between the jaws. I don't have very many eggs, and I'm pretty cheap, so I opted not to do that one.